Hey everybody, Elgin Walker here, eXp Realty. You want to have a quick discussion on forward moving here, real estate wise, economy wise, and I'm just going to give my own personal thoughts. I don't believe that anybody knows exactly what we're going to do or any of that or what direction we're going to go. I do have a little experience, so I'm going to speak from my experience side regarding this because I'm getting this question a lot. Is the real estate market getting ready to crash? Are we going to crash? Are prices going to come down tremendously? Blah 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 blah, et cetera, et cetera. Which, to be very honest, is a natural a way to respond, a natural question to want to ask, just based upon where we are today and what appears to be going on. So here's my take on a few things. So number one is, I do not believe that the real estate market is about to crash. I do not believe it's about to crash because of this. In the areas that I service, of course, there's still more buyers than there are sellers, homes for sale. As long as that dynamic stays the same, I think that we will continue to be somewhat on the pace that we're on. And that pace is that well-priced homes are selling. They're selling quickly. A lot of them are selling in multiple offers. It's extremely competitive and all that still. You go to open houses and you'll see a lot of people in those open houses in lines now. You'll still see all of that. I don't think that changes overnight. Now here's a couple of things though that I personally believe that we should all be aware of and to watch. So number one though is, in past times, I have seen the real estate market not just all of a sudden crash, but what I have seen it do is slow considerably and either move sideways or whatever, just to there to be a dramatic difference. I don't know if that's going to happen like anytime soon or right away or what, again, that does to prices and that. But as long as we continuously have interest rates rise, there will be a number of buyers that are going to be pushed out of the marketplace. That between pricing and interest rate rising, they're just not going to be able to qualify and make the payments. What will happen if it gets to that point is there are going to be some good buyers and people that'll just tap out, which will slow the buyer pool. Does it slow it enough to where it changes the direction that real estate is going right now? That I don't know. But that is something that can happen. And one of the things I think that we have to be concerned about is just the consumer's sentiment and the consumer's psyche. Understand and remember, and maybe put yourself in this position, is that the rate that inflation is going right now, everything that we all do as a consumer has had drastic rises in pricing. I mean, there are things from food to medicine, obviously to gas, to everything. So what I have found in the past, and I know I do this, you may or may not, but as consumer sentiment goes and you start to seeing rise in your gas, rise in your food, rise in all these other things, especially depending upon where your income level is, how you make your money, is it how you budget. People tend to not necessarily want to let go of their money as quickly. They kind of want to hold on to it, whether it's in the bank, cash, at the house, assets that they're purchasing or assets that they have, whatever the case may be. When there's a lot of uncertainty, people just get nervous or get cautious or maybe a little bit more conservative because now they're feeling that dollar that they've earned, that money that they've earned, has to stretch farther, and they become concerned. I believe that people who have maybe had tough times before and start to feel or see, or it appears that tough time may be coming back, that is the person that really becomes conservative, because they don't really want to go back to what they were experiencing prior to them beginning to have some success. Now, tie all that into, does that mean that the real estate market is getting ready to crash? I don't know. I don't believe it crashes. But does it have an effect? I mean, think about it. There's an awful lot of people who've gained their wealth right now through the stock market, through the crypto market. A lot of people have gained their wealth and feel wealthy that way, especially if you're buyers and say you do not have any real estate property. Those are the things that have improved for you. In a lot of cases, that's the way some of the people are getting their down payments. Their 401ks are improving, and you feel pretty good about yourself. But when your stock portfolio loses, 40%, and all of a sudden, 2 or 3 months later, you're quote unquote 40% less, 40% cheaper, just your value is 40% below what it was just a few months ago, people get cautious. I mean, think about it. Your stock portfolio is 100 grand, and 2 months later, it's now 60 grand. People get a little concerned. They get a little cautious. They start thinking of other things, retirements and kids that are going to school, whatever it is. They start to think of other things and tend to pull back just a little bit. So, that being said, for those of us that are in businesses, and I'm really obviously speaking to my realtor friends right now, be cautious of these things. Be understanding of these things. Think forward on these things, because that's where it's at. That's what people are thinking, and we are in the people business. And for other businesses, obviously I'm speaking about real estate with that, because that's the field that we use to help families. Whatever your business is, be conscious of these things. Be conscious of the consumer, not the pundits, not the media, the consumer. You can eye test this stuff because you're experiencing it yourself, right? Anyway, that being said, remember, no matter what you're going through in life, it's just a temporary condition. Things change. But it truly is, it's a great life. God bless you. Stay the course. Work through it. Keep your focus. Surround your mind with like-minded thinking people, positive. You'll be all right. Take care.